What's up, Sons of Montezuma? It's almost summertime in San Diego, but we're not going to let all these clouds take anything away from our fun. It's the Sons of Montezuma podcast and Swish League. The Swish League is upon us, and today we have the founder, Coach Ku. Kawaku Amoku joins the show. Let's go.
The Rings. We game time. Crowd stays heavy. Keep the bus running cause it won't take long. 4 minutes left, hear the show still going strong. We game time ready. Opponents can't sleep when they leave. No funny. It's the DJ again.
It's Butler with 2 seconds. He's got to put it up. He rims it with the jumper. A San Diego State miracle.
Did you see that the UConn SDSU title game got more ratings, higher ratings than Game 5 of the NBA Finals?
I did see that. Well, like we said, guys, it's another episode of the Sons of Montezuma podcast. It's a Kiss the Rings episode, and this is your host, Mateo. You can find me at Mateo San Diego on Twitter. And of course, Sons of Monty at Sons of Monty on Twitter. Check out all our socials. And don't forget to visit sonsofmontezuma.com, our online shop. You can find all our goodies, all our merch and NIL stuff, and get you some swim shorts or a bikini. Sons of Montezuma, summertime. It's spring. It's not summertime yet, but you know what? Joining me today is our resident guru. He is now known as El Finderino because he's now not just prognosticating the Aztecs, he's calling the shots on the Padres. They are on fire lately, and it's all because of Fiend. What's up, Fiend? SD Sports Fiend.
What's up, man? Got a chance to go to the Padres game last night and watched El Nino hit one out, and it's been hopefully they'll be heating up here as this, as the weather gets warmer and get on a win streak. I'd like to see the Padres make it back to the postseason. We'll see.
Yeah, right off that momentum of the Aztecs, man. I love that video in Petco. Every single time Lamont hits that shot and the crowd at Petco just goes nuts. Buddy Black on the opposing team is smiling. And he's just like, he's an Aztec for life. Love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, man. So tell me, before we bring in Coach Ku of the Swish League, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about some of the new guys coming in, Jay Powell, a little bit of, Reese Dixon Waters. And then we even had a commit just the other week. We had a commit, and that was none other than Taj DeGorville. How do you say that?
Yeah, Taj DeGorville.
Taj DeGorville. We just got that commit a couple weeks ago. So, we are the Kiss the Rings crew, and we just came off an incredible national championship game appearance as Aztecs fans. We loved it. So there isn't really a lot to be down about when it comes to the Aztecs program, right? So, I mean, what are your thoughts on these 3 additions? Of course, Taj, he's got another year of high school before he can fully sign on. He's a commit. Any thoughts on how Aztecs fans should be feeling right about now?
I mean, we should definitely be feeling good about the 2 that we got in Reese Dixon Waters and Jay Powell, and I think we've covered, them in previous podcasts. But the new guy, the new commit now, it's a verbal commit. He hasn't signed yet, so hopefully he will, follow through on that commitment. But it seems like every year the Aztec coaches are, really going after 1 or 2 players. And last year it happened to be, was it BJ Davis and Miles Heide, right? Are the 2. So they went all in to try to get those guys and got them. And so I think Taj DeGorville was the one that they, really prioritized in, going after and recruiting from the high school ranks. Now he's from, I think, the Las Vegas area. He played high school there. But he is going to take a step up this next year and go to the Wasatch Academy in Utah. It's like a premier prep school Matt Bradley is an alum of that school, played his senior year there. And so, it's a step up in competition because you're playing against other elite prep schools as well. You have, better talent on your team. And so there's going to be a lot more exposure, for him. And I think he might be one of these guys who's kind of, just sort of, ascending as far as the recruiting rankings are going. And so hopefully, I just hope he doesn't get too big where we're not able to hold on to him.
You know how it goes. Once we get a commit, then all the recruiting. Oh, well, no. Okay. Well, now you got to up him up.
Well, I mean, but we'll see, but he does seem like a total program fit, like the guy's like a really hard worker. He's got a great attitude. I mean, from what I've seen in interviews. So I'm excited. I mean, I think it's another good developmental piece that we have. You add him in with, the two freshmen that we currently have. And then, we just keep this thing chugging along, so we'll see. There'll probably be another, they'll probably try to get another commit for next year's class. And who knows, we might even get, we've talked about maybe a center, a rim protecting center in the transfer portal. Right now, you can only get grad transfers or anyone who has already entered the portal. No underclassmen can enter the portal at this point. And so, there's really only probably about 4 or 5 guys that, really kind of fit the profile that the Aztecs are looking for. According to Ziegler, he went on the John and Jim show, AM 760, and he said that he thought that the Aztecs would be trying to find a rim protector who has 1 year of eligibility left, who has some experience. And I was going through this with Mike Maciejewski, and the only guys that really kind of fit that profile, I think, are David Mwaka from UNLV. He's a defensive big man. And then Jordan Brown he was at Arizona, then went to Nevada, then to Louisiana, and now he's a grad transfer. I don't think we're going to get him. I think he's going to go to a bigger blue blood school probably. But there's a potential for a couple other guys. Malcolm Dandridge from Memphis. I mean, he could be another one I could potentially see us, going after. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think the coaches are pretty high on who we have coming back. But if the opportunity is there, if it's the right fit, then they'll go after another rim protecting center to replace Mensah.
All right, there you have it. All that, according to Fiend, we're gonna hold you to all of that. No, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. A lot of people want to know that last center spot. So there you have it. All right, well, before we bring in Coach Koo, want to remind you guys to check out swishproam.com. They are in their 5th season, their 5th year of running the Swish League. They cover a lot of territory, both here in San Diego and in Phoenix, Arizona as well. And it sounds like they're continuing to move forward with their women's league as well. So he's a great friend of the show, and we want to bring him on. Hey, Aztec Nation, stop on over to sunsofmontezuma.com, where you can find more SDSU sports, news, articles, podcasts, and the freshest and most unique Aztec-inspired merchandise, including our original NIL shop. Lots of new styles there for both men and women, and even kids. Your support to this channel helps fund a lot more creative ideas. So make sure to stop over to sunsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs!
Like it looks like the Elemental chart. Very Breaking Bad. How's it going? Look, he's got the shirt on and there he's ready.
I'm ready, man. We're excited, man. We're ready for the season to get going, bro.
That is fresh. I like that, man.
Yeah.
Well, like we were saying, we know when it gets around this time of the year where everybody's looking forward to the Swish League. So for the 3rd time, everybody, he's going to make a new Sons of Montezuma podcast record. You're tied with Jesse Matthews, Coach. It's Coach Crew of the Swish League. What's up?
How you guys doing, man? How's everything going with you guys? Hope everything's blessed, man.
Doing great.
Yes, sir.
It's going good, man. But I'm really tired of this cold, rainy, overcast weather with no Aztec basketball or football, man. I'm ready to get to it and get some hoops and brighten my spirit and get some sunshine.
It's fall sports weather right now. Fall and winter sports weather right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we are too, man. It's I think it's so, we're going into our 5th year, and I think we're gonna have this should be our best year. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So we're really excited.
Well, like I said, I love the shirt. When I go on the website, the first thing I see, Up in the Game, year number 5. Tell us, what does that mean to you, Up in the Game?
We San Diego, and we showed it this year, right? With the run we made with San Diego State, and I wasn't here. I was with you guys in Houston, during that Final Four. But all the people were calling me from here, and they said the city was going crazy, man. So it's like, we got a hotbed of basketball down here, like we've talked about before in the past, and we just want to help be able to showcase that from a community standpoint. So that's all of San Diego, and trying to bring all of San Diego together, because we're always going to be considered little brother to LA, and so the only way for us to make sure that we stick around and, keep our name in the game is we got to come together. And the league is just an opportunity for us every summer to get all the basketball people in the city in the same gym, talking to, networking, meeting people, getting a chance to meet the young kids, getting a chance to meet the pros in the area, and just reconnecting throughout the different generations here in San Diego that are all, hardcore San Diego people. And so that's basically what we're trying to do, and just bring everybody together, which is why, we went down to Lincoln this year, and, expect to have a lot of fun down there. So
I was curious about that. That brought a big smile to my face once I saw that. I can't remember if I saw it on Twitter or somewhere, but I said, oh man, they're coming to Lincoln. And I'm happy for selfish reasons because it's closer to me. I don't have to drive as far.
Sure.
But
but
tell me, what was the main motivation behind making that move? That's a big move.
Look, we're about helping the community, right? And the foundation that powers the Pro-Am is, about helping kids, helping the communities, different communities, things like that. And, we've been up in the North County. We've been in, Del Mar and La Jolla and all these different places, and, fantastic fans. And, it was great. But, being able to take this to kids in the inner city, down in the Southeast, Jeff Harper Harris was a huge help to us getting it down there. And, we just felt like the vibe will be better, down in that area, and just getting those people out there to the gym, and, kind of bringing all the different worlds together, right? Because, the people from the South didn't really come up to the North County that much, but I feel like this is more of a middle ground for everybody to kind of meet. And, we can get people from both sides to kind of meet in that area and just have a great time, man. So, that was the kind of the thinking behind it, and just, bringing it back to the people and to the community. And, we do want to continue to get a younger fan base, right? And to make the games hype, and we want to make it entertaining, and we want to have people in the gym, a great atmosphere. And, we think Lincoln is a spot to do that at. So we're really excited this year.
So for the fans who are going to be attending the games over at Swish League, tell our listeners like what they can expect when they attend. What's the environment going to be like? How many teams are there going to be in the league? Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're looking to have 12 teams this year. We have a different format than in the past. When we were getting this thing off the ground, we wanted to make sure we had it every year. We wanted to make sure it's competitive every year. So Swish, the first 2 years, every team basically, for all intents and purposes, was a Swish team, with the exception of Reapers and BWA and maybe one other team. So we were basically putting the teams in, finding players, finding coaches, those types of things, and just to make sure we got it going. But now we're starting to get it rolling here a little bit. So we've gone to a format now where basically, which is a typical Pro-Am format, which is now we have team owners and GMs. And it's kind of added a new dimension to it. It's kind of cool because you got guys in the city, who are, a lot of them are San Diego State, big San Diego State guys. And they're competitive, right? So they're trying to go get players, and they're trying to get teams together, and they're building their coaching staffs. And, it's a real cool thing because, you want to claim the city, you know what I mean? Because we have a lot of good players here, a lot of good people around. And so if you can walk around and say, for that year, we claim the city, we're the best team in San Diego. It's a cool thing. So we've gone to that new format with team owners and GMs, and we expect that to just be fantastic and add that extra competitive element to it. And and for as far as environment goes, look, we try to improve every year. We try to talk to our teams and fans as much as we can to try to get input to, make this thing as fun as possible. So, we're looking to have entertainment. We're looking to do different things at halftime. We've partnered with Humble, which is a tech company. And they're going to do some things, while we're doing it. We're going to have food vendors outside. We're going to try to do everything we can to make it to where, if you come down on a Sunday or you come down on a Thursday night, it's a family event and it's a fun thing. You guys can, have a great time all together and, get a chance to be shoulder to shoulder with, some really good basketball players in the area, a lot of which, people know. So it's, it'll be a lot of fun this year.
I like that. Claim the city. Got to see who's going to claim the city.
Yes, sir.
It sounds awesome. So what kind of can you expound a little bit on that, on maybe some of the personalities? I know we're obviously San Diego State centric. So like maybe some of those guys that, like you said, are in the community that are kind of taking ownership of, like, whether it's teams or just different things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, one of our flagship teams that's been with us since the beginning is the Reapers. Their owner is David Holloway, and they've been fantastic. They also have a team up in LA that plays as well too. And they put together a great team, and so he's kind of was these first couple years, 2-3 years here, he was running things for a while, and some teams have kind of stepped up and are ready and have challenged, and they challenged them last year really for the real first time. We have some teams that put some better personnel out there. I can talk about Brian Ganster, who a lot of people know. He's worked with a lot of San Diego State players, mostly bigs in the past, but works with a lot of kids in the area as far as training them, working out with them, things like that, beach workouts, pool workouts, gym workouts. I mean, he's a gym rat, man. He's a big San Diego guy, period, not just San Diego State. And he had his team. They actually were in it last year. He has a fantastic squad coming back. So you got a team like the Reapers who, they got Johnny D on their roster, and then you got teams like the Elite Ballers, which I just talked about with Brian Ganster, and they've got Skyler and different guys on their roster. So it's it'll be a who's who definitely of San Diego basketball that will be up there. We have some new guys, right? Like, well, not new guys. There's another guy, most people know his name is Jeff Goodall Jr. They used That Goods Life last year. He's a huge San Diego State guy, but he's a big San Diego guy. And a lot of people don't know, a lot of things he does in this area, just trying to help athletes, period, after they're in school, when they're in school, all that stuff. And so he has a team in, he's had a team in, since the beginning. And, his whole family have been a part of it. And, he loves it. I mean, he's a real competitive guy, and he doesn't want to lose. So, he's out there, he's talking a little bit of stuff to people and letting people know that he's trying to win. And, that's how it is. So, those types of things, they bring edge to it, right? And it's fun. So, we have another owner who just came in, another guy who's out of the Rancho Santa Fe, Del Mar area, Adam Lowe. And so we've got quite a few people who have put teams in. A real notable name that's really cool. And you would think about it with the Lincoln ties, but Norman Powell, for the first time this year, has put a team in, Team UTG, Understand the Grind. And nice. So we're expecting him to be around. We're expecting him to be in the gym, supporting his team and things like that. And, Jeff Harper is running that team and doing that. And he's another fiery guy. Must make sure he wins. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's teams like that are definitely out there. Kevin McFarland, who's a huge San Diego State guy as well too. He was big in what we were doing as far as this year with San Diego State, and helping with myself and my organization, the African Youth Basketball Organization. He's back, and he wants to definitely be a part of it now. And that run has inspired him, and he wants to help San Diego guys as well too, and be in the gym with these guys. So he's put a team as well too. So it's just a lot of different people from different sides of San Diego, but they all, number one, they love basketball. Number two, they're born and raised here. They're from here. They, like they live and breathe San Diego. So they're here to rep. You know what I mean? So it's a real cool thing to have all these guys getting involved and starting to compete a little bit and bring a little bit of juice to it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these rosters. I mean, The only one that I've seen so far is Elite Ballers, and they are loaded this year.
Loaded. I
mean, they should be the odds-on favorite to win the Swiss League this year. And the one guy that I am absolutely ecstatic to watch, because I haven't seen him play since that 2019-2020 season, is our SDSU sniper, J-Strap Jordan Shackle.
Yeah, man.
Has been announced that he's on the Elite Baller roster.
Yeah.
And I did chat with Ganster a little bit, and he said, yeah, he's like, let me know. I can tell you when he's, might be playing. And so I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. Cause I mean, we didn't get to see him play in that COVID year of 2020, 2021, and then he went pro. So I can't wait to see Shackle, see him play, and hopefully talk to him as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I mean, I know Brian went stacked the squad. They were the best team, for most of that season last year, basically the whole season last year. And then that final game, they had some guys missing for some personal reasons, weddings, things like that. So he didn't have his full roster. And Team Cabrillo with Brian Flanagan came in, and they're back again this year as well. And they came in and they had some guys really step up. Marcellus Arlington from USD really was one of the top, 3, 4, 5 players in the league. Drew Cisse was, a really good player for him. So I mean, they had a team. So I know Brian was hot about it. So I knew he was going to come loaded, man, ready to go. And he's ready, man. He put everybody on notice. Like if they don't come with it, he's going to run through the league real quick. So I know people are kind of loading up, and it's going to be a little bit of an arms race here before these rosters come out. So, and throughout the season too, right? Guys are going to be coming in and out, just because guys come back into town, guys leave town, just different things like that. It's just kind of how the pro-ams work. But everybody will be jockeying for position to get ready for that playoff run. And then I think just like last year, we had Keyshawn come out and all these different people. When that playoff run comes, people get ready to go. So it'll be I think it'll be kind of the same thing this year, but it's just we're super excited about it. And guys like Brian, again, right? Like they take pride in this, and they want to win, and they want to rep San Diego, and they want to put out a showcase of players, and he does a fantastic job with that, and so do our other owners as well too. So we're looking forward to having these guys, really battle it out. It'll be fun.
Is it pretty much, do you expect it to be the same guys like Skyler and Devin Watson and I don't know who else plays? DJ Gay, I know, has played, and anyone else that know of?
Deshaun has played. Deshaun Stevens has played. Yeah, we've definitely had some of the older guys come back and play. We expect all those guys to be back. At least at some point to be a part of it and be around. I know DJ's in LA, and so guys kind of move around and do different things. But we expect if they're in town, those guys to be in the gym and supporting and doing all that stuff as well too. And then as far as current players. With this run we had, this kind of changed the dynamic a little bit, right? Because these guys are all, big names, especially here in Southern California and things like that. So, some of these guys know that their prospects as far as trying to become professionals, things like that, have ramped up a little bit. So they got to take different steps and different measures to try to prepare for this next year. So some of those guys may not be in town, right? They're working out, doing pro workouts and, things like that, trying to get themselves ready. Which is to be expected. So we are expecting quite a few of the San Diego State guys, but it'll be most of the younger guys and guys who are looking at, who really haven't seen very much. Guys like Miles Bird and Elijah Saunders and maybe like a DeMar Shea. Let's try to get those guys who haven't been seen as much, don't have the pub from the Final Four run, like a Micah or Darian have right now. And so, this is a great time for them to do the same thing that these other guys did over these last 2-3 years, which is, use this as a platform to put themselves on the map. You know what I mean? Like, so, last 2 years, everybody got a chance to see Matt Bradley up and close. And he was, it was fun. It was fantastic. And getting to see Micah and Darian and, Nathan and all these different guys. So now it's kind of the younger guys are going to be stepping in, and they're going to get their opportunities this year. And, it'll be fun. So, and again, the other schools as well too, right? USD is going to have a few guys in there, and UCSD is going to have a bunch of guys. So we'll be able to get to see the other schools as well too. But you can definitely expect, some of those San Diego State guys to be out there, and guys who I think people want to see, right? Like people haven't seen Miles play, unless you go to a practice like I have. And he is absolutely phenomenal. You know what I mean? So to get a chance to go watch him play and do his thing will be, will be really cool. So
give them a chance to kind of introduce their name more ingrained into the community that may not, have been as plugged in. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, we're hoping that's how they look at it. And, the people who have them on their rosters, when these rosters come out, again, these are, they're San Diego guys first and foremost, but, they are big San Diego State guys. So, they're definitely going to have help to showcase them as well, too, and want to do that. You can expect a healthy dose of that, man, this summer.
Yeah, it helps get us fans too really excited for the next season when we can watch these guys in the summer and see their development, and then we can start dreaming about, what the roster is going to look like next year. What's the rotation going to look like? What are their roles going to be? Those gears start spinning in the summer as you're watching them play. And you see who's put on muscle, who's put on weight, who's quicker, who's hitting more, 3-pointers, whose foul shots are better, and whose defense, all that stuff, man. It's just, it's really fun to watch. I mean, and I just love being up close and personal. I have to sit up in the cheap seats up at Viejas Arena. So being able to be like front row at Swiss League, talking, to these guys and, getting to watch them play is a lot of fun. So
absolutely
looking forward to it.
Get to see who's up in their game. Get to see who's up in their game, man.
I like that. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, I mean, it's look, we've done this a long, these last 5 years, and San Diego State has been a huge part of what we do, and one of the reasons why we wanted to start this whole thing, and now being able to expand on it and using the love for basketball from what happened this last spring and everything with moving on. Like it's just fantastic to make it now. It's not just a San Diego State thing. It is, but it's a San Diego basketball thing. And, get having somebody like Norman come back and put his name on the team and, be in the gym. Like, it's just, we're starting to get to that point where, it's because San Diego State, that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's our pro team. I mean? Like, I know the Padres are our pro team as well, too, but it's like when you see the love for San Diego State and the way the city just went crazy, and you got kids, they're showing a game, in Viejas, and it's not even a live game, and dudes is jumping the fences and turnstiles trying to get in to go watch a game on a big screen. You know what I mean? Like, that's real love. You know what I'm saying? So it's the love is here for San Diego, man. And if San Diego puts something together, people will come out and support it. And so that's what we're trying to do, man, and just make this a whole thing for San Diego. And we definitely understand the value of San Diego State being a big piece of that as well too, just because of how the community feels about them. So yeah, definitely. And we and I'm always going to love Dutch and those guys for what they've helped us with at the league, and what they'll continue to do for us as well. So yeah, it's been fun.
We hadn't really recorded with you. I think the last time we recorded was after the Elite Eight. It was right before the Final Four, going into the Final Four. So like, I'm curious to know with your experience there, obviously with Nathan and bringing him out, and to see that come full circle with the Final Four and national championship appearance, being there in Houston, man. I mean, when you look back on all that transpired, all the highs, what do you take away from that? I mean, has that, from your perspective, did you learn anything? I mean, whether it be schematically, whether it just be through, personal relationships with the guys, or just your view in basketball in general. I mean, did you learn anything? Did you take anything away?
I mean, to be honest with you, the thing that really caught me off guard was the way San Diego State literally took over Houston. Like, I've been to Final Four before. I went to a couple actually, and just being in the cities and things like that. And it was just, man, the way that the people came and just were just there and around, and the way things went in the gym, and being able to connect with so many different people, and just bumping and shaking hands with people. And, what was really cool was there were a lot of San Diego State fans where, they recognized me, like, hey, you're, I know you are a part of Nathan's journey. And then there's other people who are like, oh, it's a Swish guy. You know what I mean? And so it kind of gave me a thing of like, hey, you know what? Like, people do know what the Swish is. And it's something to where we need to kind of tap into this and just try to market it and get it out there to the people, because the people who recognize me and everything, like, they had nothing but like man, we can't wait till the season to go on. You're doing something. What you do out here is great. It's a lot of fun, and we love coming. We're there. We'll be there every summer, and we love getting a chance to see our guys play and all that stuff. So it kind of gave me a real true perspective and a feel of, you know, how the people look at Swish, number one, and what Swish can kind of become, you know, as we move down the line. I was friends with the program with guys, you know, Hudson and Dutch and Dave and all those guys, JP. I was friends with those guys, you know, before Nathan and Joel ever got there. And, you know, being able to build over these last 5 years just that much more intimately, because my guy was, you know, my couple guys were involved in the program and things like that. It gave me, you know, kind of a true insight to, you know, just being able to talk to these guys and know kind of where some of these guys are from, and, you know, getting a chance to talk to Matt throughout the, you know, last couple of years, and, you know, learning his background a little bit and talking to his people and how he can find out how he got here. And, you know, so guys like that, learning Lamont and getting a chance to meet his dad and mom and his wonderful family, and, you know, getting a chance to meet Phil Scott, and who's always around, and guys like that. So, you know, me networking with guys like that, because, you know, before Swish started, I didn't really know any of those guys. So, you know, having guys like that in your corner, you know, that are influential and, you know, can bring a lot of juice to what you're doing. It's definitely enhanced what we're going to do this year, and has given us a lot of different insight and ideas of how to make this thing better and take it to the next level, right? And again, you know, a lot of these leagues throughout the country that are the big name leagues, like, you know, the Rucker and the Drew League and, you know, all these different leagues, these are leagues that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
5. And, you know, I feel like for being here 5 years, we got something really special. We're building it up the right way. We're doing it organically. You know what I mean? And so it's just our break will come, right? And that's why we were so happy when, you know, we found out Norman was going to get involved, and he put a team in and things like that. Because now that gives us that next step to putting, you know, getting NBA players to come down and come hang out and talk to our guys and just be a part of our community and our program in the summertime. So, you know, it's step by step, man. It's baby, you can't jump it, bro. You know how it is. It's like,
absolutely.
There's levels to this. You know what I mean? There's levels to this, and we're prepared to do that. You know, our vice commissioner, Mike Howell, you know, always says it like, we're going to just stay in our lane. As long as we stay in our lane, we know what we're doing. We do what we do best. You know, I think things are going to work out absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it's been a crazy summer, but it's been super inspirational, because it's like, look, man, we can do this. You know what I mean? And these dudes, that run, man, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. Like, you guys were there, like,
yeah.
It's funny. I talked to a buddy of mine, and I was like, you know what I mean? What do you think about the run? I was like, are you over it? Like, how do you feel? He was like, I'm not really over the high of it, man. Like, I wish we were going back and all of it, right? So it's like that, just adding on to that and jumping onto that, man. Like, I just feel like we can do a lot of things to carry San Diego with that little run. And, you know, and again, I think San Diego State will continue to be great, but I think it can just enhance what San Diego is and who we are. And, you know, we're winners here as well too, and we got a lot of great things here, and we just need our opportunity to showcase. And so this is us giving, you know, basketball an opportunity to showcase here, and hopefully we can keep building, and, you know, we can have, you know, a 40, 50-year league as well too. You know what I mean? And I really believe that we will. I really, truly do.
I think you said the key word there is that it was inspiring, right? You know, we talked to guys like Caleb Giordano, right? I mean, it completely inspired him to continue his basketball journey throughout all the ups and downs, you know, the hurdles he's had to go through these last few years after COVID. I mean, these are just the residual effects, man. And you're right. We were there. Me and Fee, we were out there in Houston just going crazy. And, you know, it's always exciting. It's always exciting when you start something, you know, a startup, or yes, you pour the foundation of yes, building something. Yes. And so, yeah, man, I love to hear that, you know, with Swish, you know, 5th year, you guys are not even, you know, not even scratching the surface, man. You guys got so much room to grow. We're happy to be a part of it. It's just to help promote and to continue to encourage, you know, keep pushing forward that inspiration, because, you know, it's badly needed.
Oh, so absolutely. And the one thing I've learned through this process, and even with, you know, some of the other nonprofit organizations like the Swish Foundation and AYBO that we started, it's, you know, when people wholeheartedly and fully believe in your vision, You know what I mean? Like they'll jump on and they'll believe and they'll stick and they'll stay around. And you know, like we got Goods Life in the league and we got Reapers in the league. Like we hope they're in the league 20, 30 years from now, just like, you know, some of these other major leagues are, because they love San Diego, they love what we're doing, and they believe in what we're doing, right? And so I just think like, you know, we'll get there, we'll get to that level. And like you said, we haven't scratched the surface at all. You know what I mean? Like we're just four guys who, you know, I don't know, just came off on a whim. We're like, hey, let's start a league. You know what I mean? And it's turned into this already. And you know, look, it's going to take some time to make, you know, to be money, to be profitable the way we want it to be. But again, that's not why we do it. Because if that was why we do it, we would have been done year 2 right after COVID. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we ran through COVID with no fans, nobody in the gym, just because we wanted to make sure, you know, we were going to do it. You know, and that made us. That's why we were one. I think I want to say the only league in the entire U.S. that ran the Pro-Am that year during COVID, because it's not about money for us. You know what I mean? It's about San Diego. It's about helping the community. You know, I moved here, you know, through high school and college and things like that. And, you know, like this place has embraced me. And so this is my home. So, you know, I want to do everything. My daughter's here, and I want her to be able to, you know, continue to grow up here and, you know, just love the place the same way I do and the same way they've embraced me. So it's like, we just want to make sure we do this the right way and, you know, stay humble while we're doing it, but it's going to work out how we think it is, just because we got people that believe it, you know what I mean? And because I feel like we're doing it for real, true reasons, the right reasons, you know what I mean? And we're not in it to try to make a buck or try to sell it off to somebody or do anything like that. And that's not what it's about, man. Like, you know, I want, like I said, when it's time for me to be done and, you know, I'm in my 80s and 40 years from now, like my daughter can take over Swish, and, you know, Steve's the other owner's daughters, you know, kids can take over Swish and they keep it running, and then their kids keep it running. You know what I mean? And it's something that's here for 50, 60 years. Like we want Swish to be a San Diego institution. You know what I mean? And we feel like it can get that way just because the people who are involved, you know, that I mentioned earlier, like the Reapers, like Goodall, like Gangster, and, you know, all the different owners, they believe in it and they want to do it, and they see the same vision that we see. So yeah, man, it's a cool thing, and we're excited to get into year 5. The fact that we made it to year 5, because there's a lot of leagues out there that don't make it to year 5. I don't know if people understand how hard it is to really run a program, because it is no joke. It is no joke, man. And we got the best you know, admin group, man, and I feel, you know, in all the programs, just because they, you know, the way they do it. So, you know, the Vice Commissioner Mike Howell is, you know, fantastic, and you know, John Pasquini is our kind of our CFO, and runs, you know, with a lot of ideas and helps us a lot. And then, you know, our main guy is Steve Jones, who runs and does all the basketball operations, and, you know, he's the one that's helping us get these gyms ready and, you know, putting these rosters together and does. I mean, so we just have a great group of guys that, you know, they love basketball and love what we're doing. So I feel like we'll be around here for a while. Hopefully we'll be doing these interviews in 20 years.
Mateo, why don't we have a Swish team, man?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, a Sons of Montezuma Swish team. Can you imagine the uniforms? They'd be the baddest uniforms.
That's what we need. That's what we need next. I'm calling it right now. That'll be next year.
Next year, 2024. Sons of Montezuma Swish Pro-Am debut.
I know. We talked about it last year, talking about being like a little GM. You know, I just want to slick my hair back like Pat Riley, be a head coach on the sideline. And,
absolutely, man.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely got to happen in the near future.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just, like, you guys have been, again, I know I said it last year, I'm gonna say it every year you guys have me on, every time you guys have me on. You know, you guys are instrumental to what we do, and just San Diego, you know, in general, and, you know, bringing the people to San Diego State, and bringing, you know, San Diego State to the people, but then, you know, just also repping San Diego, period. So, you know, like I said, you guys have given us so much love, and, you know, we expect to see Fiend in the stand with the camera. We expect that. So, you know, we expect to see San Diego up there as well too. So it's like we, you know, it's you know, we consider you guys family as well too. So this, you know, we really appreciate everything you guys are, you know, mean to us into San Diego, period.
Well, that feeling is mutual, definitely.
Yes. I gotta say, man, this is probably a little bit off the record, but man, I feel you. After that run in the spring, I mean, it's like everything just ramps up. You know, the coverage, the amount of episodes we're recording. I mean, from NIL to just, I mean, there's so many more ideas that like your eyes are open to. Like, wow, okay, what's possible now? You know, you see the team do the impossible, what we all thought was impossible, and it just opens everyone's eyes to like, wow, like I want to aspire to something big, you know, on our level, on whatever levels that is, you know. It's like it really motivates you. It's inspiring for sure.
I mean, just look at it. Like, if you know, San Diego State is a microcosm of, you know, how San Diego really needs to continue to, what we need to continue to do to, you know, continue to make sure that we are solidified on the map, you know, as far as basketball and things like that. Like, that team was no 1 year wonder. That wasn't a fluke. You know what I mean? Like, you look at a lot of those guys, you know, I don't know how the exact numbers, but there was a handful of those guys that were there on that, you know, 30-2 team where we got the season cut short because of COVID or whatever. And that I feel would have been a Final Four team just the same. You know what I mean? Like, so you could be looking at the Final Four runs in the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just one. So I look at it like that. Like, these guys have done a fantastic job of having building blocks, right? Like, they got Nathan in there. And Nathan for 5 years has been a huge piece and was a huge piece of what they did. You know, you bring Adam in, you bring somebody like AG, who is, I mean, absolutely huge to that program, to the campus, everything for the last 5-6 years. So just guys like that, like the way they've come through the program and they built it organically, right? And those guys developed, did what they were supposed to do, developing their roles, developing their leadership over the years, right? You know, like somebody like Nathan wasn't a crazy vocal leader when he was playing with, you know, Devin and Jaden and those guys. But when you saw him his 5th year, he was a grown man, you know what I mean? And to see that development incrementally, boom, boom, just seeing him get better. You know, it was definitely inspirational. It was definitely a shock and what people thought was impossible. But if you look at it, you just look at how it was built and how those guys had the chemistry. They played for each other. They did not play for selfish reasons. Guys weren't worried about getting contracts and doing all that. You know what I mean? If that was the truth, a lot of those guys would have left. Matt could have went and played somewhere else and, you know, and maybe got a contract where he sacrificed this last year, you know, taking shots so that, you know, he could win. Same with Darion, same with Nathan, same with AG. They played their roles. And, you know, that's kind of how I look at Swish, you know, as well, too. Like, we all understand our roles. We play them as well as we can. And we're not worried about the accolades, personal accolades, things like that. We're worried about the end result, and that's being successful and winning. And you know, that's kind of the things that I pulled from this season, especially that I'm going to take into you know, the Swish, into the Swish Foundation. That it's, you know, the personal stuff doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because you can have all kinds of personal stuff but never have any success. You know what I mean? You can have personal success, but you don't have actual, real, true success. But to do something and build something that's bigger than yourself, and do that through sacrifice and through chemistry and through loving your brother and wanting to see your brother succeed, and they feel the same about you. That's what really you know, changes a lot of things and makes you successful. And that's how San Diego State has done it over the last, you know, 5-6 years, and why they've been crazy successful. And so that's why, like, that run was surprising. But at the end of the day, if you really sit back and look at it, it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, that Alabama game wasn't surprising. The Creighton game wasn't surprising. Like, this is what they do because they're together and they're unified. And so that's what Swish is, and that's what we're trying to bring to San Diego. Because if San Diego can come together like that, man, it would be fantastic. And it's on all levels, right? It's on, you know, the Swish level and the pro-am level, guys being in the gym there, and, you know, wanting to be around. It's at the high school and AAU level with, you know, AAU teams, you know, having a little bit less AAU teams and have all the top players play together so we can make a name for San Diego. Like, just little different things like that, to where we don't care about the individual. You know, we're trying to make San Diego successful, because you know what happens if you look at San Diego State right now. They made that sacrifice. They came together. Now all these guys are getting personal success out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the NIL deals are a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Like, now those little things that come with the team success, they spawn off of it. You know what I mean? But to me, to try to do the personal success first and then think it's going to lead to team success doesn't make sense. So, you know, I'm about doing things as a squad, coming together as a squad, making sure we are united. And once you do that, the personal things will all come for everybody. Everybody gets to eat once you do it together. So that's kind of where we're trying to build Swish like that and build San Diego like that as well.
That's a perfect lead in. Let's talk a little bit of that personal success before I let you go. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Nathan. How's he doing? What's the status? What's going on?
Nathan is fantastic, man. Without giving out too much information, he's been on the circuit. He's worked out for I'll just say a lot of teams. It's close to half, and he's elevated himself, in the eyes of a lot of pro teams, and so we'll wait through the draft, and then once the draft happens, we'll go from there, and then we'll see what the best move is for him. But our goal is for him to play in the NBA this year, and to be a part of an NBA program, and start moving his way forward to solidifying an NBA spot for the next 10, 12, 15 years. That's the goal. So he's doing really, really well. Really, really well. And one thing I will say about this too is he's going through this process, and he's been on the road for, I don't even know, like a month. I haven't seen the kid for a month. He's just always gone, traveling and going to different cities, doing these things. But the kid is, still in school. So he's doing master's program, schoolwork, and he's keeping up with all of it and those types of things. So he's, again, he's always been a great kid. He's just a great person. And so he has been doing absolutely fantastic. And I think Aztec fans are going to be really happy, after the draft, and, seeing what happens for him, and, getting a chance to get out to Vegas, AKA San Diego too, and get into Thomas and Mac and get to watch him play in the summer league. So that'll be the next step for everybody. And once we figure out, where that'll be and who that'll be for, we'll definitely let everybody know so they can come out and support and, give out the love. But he's doing very, 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 very well. And I think Aztec people and family will be really, really excited and happy once we get to the summer.
It's great to hear.
He doesn't get to play in the pro-am very much because he's going to be on the road and doing all that stuff. But you know what? We'll sacrifice.
That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, man, we appreciate your time. I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you got busy things going on with the Swish League coming up. A lot to prepare for, a lot of moving parts. Everybody who's listening, you can definitely go check out swishproam.com. Find them on all socials, everything. And we'll be looking forward to hearing more information as it comes out. And, man, let's do this. Up the game.
Opening day is June 22nd. So a week from tomorrow, and we're ready to go, man. We're gonna have the gym rocking, and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, man. And we also do have the women's Swish too. Don't let me forget that as well too, for all the ladies. Women's Swish is back this year, so we'll have games on Sundays as well too, and the days have changed as well too. We are now going Thursdays and Sundays. So hope to get everybody out, and hopefully that'll get some more people into the gym. We're praying for that. So yeah, man. Want to thank you guys, Teo, Bean. You guys are absolutely fantastic, man, and can't wait to hang out in the gym this summer. It's going to chop it up, and and just link up, and man. And then kind of lead in, because the reason I love it is that league leads into the Aztec time. You know what I mean? Because it's like you get like a month off after the season, and all of a sudden we start talking Aztecs, and we go right back into it. So it's once Swish starts, it's like we're back. Because it's like right now the NBA's done, NHL's done. It's like all you got is baseball, and you're kind of like, what we doing? So it's like when Swish starts, it's like we know, okay, all right, here we go. We're getting back on track again, and so everything will be fun again. So yeah, we're excited, man. So thank you guys so much. As always, we appreciate you guys and for blessing us, allowing us to be on here and giving us a platform, and always giving us love and support. And we always do the same thing for the Sons of Montezuma, man. So as I said, anything you need from us. We are here for you guys as well too, just like you guys have been for us, all these years, and I'm sure we'll continue to be. So appreciate you guys. Got mad love for you guys, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Coach. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. Thank you.
See you guys on Thursday.
All right, definitely.
All right, Coach.
See you, Coach.
That was good stuff, man.
Great stuff, man. I'm getting pumped now for the Swiss League, man. I mean, he wasn't lying about, just the not coming down since the Final Four. I mean, I've just been watching repeats of the games and clips and Lamont shot and, our videos from Houston, and you're just reliving it and just soaking it up. And I probably will do that for a long time to come. So it's just been great. And look, you look at the roster that we got coming back next year, and there is a possibility they can make another run to the Final Four. It's not a definite. It's not, they're not going to be favored to do that, but they get the right matchups. They come together again and play as a team. Who knows?
I mean, they weren't favored to go this past year, So, hey, with this team, anything is possible. With this program, anything is possible now. The door has been opened, and once you open that door, it's tough to close it back. Once you get things rolling, it's like we saw it happen with Gonzaga. We saw it happen with a few other programs. I mean, UConn was never a traditional blue blood until 20, 30 years now in the making. But there was always that moment. Okay, once you open that door, things start flowing. It can happen. Yeah, I didn't really ask if any of those new guys are going to be in the league, but we'll find out soon enough.
You mean the freshmen?
Well, maybe Reese.
Oh yeah, Reese or Jay Powell. Well, the thing is that they don't really have a lot of those guys don't come back until second semester summer school. So that's after 4th of July, and that's towards the second half of Swiss Pro-Am. So they won't be there for the first half, but they may. It depends on whether they're taking classes on campus right now or not. The guys that I have seen who are on campus is Miles Bird. I've seen Butler has been on campus. Shackle has been working out at the Jam Center. Who else? Parrish, I think, and Trammell, I think have all been in San Diego. That's what I've seen from photos on Instagram and IG stories and stuff like that. But we'll see, man. I definitely would like to see the new guys before the season starts, just so we know, kind of what we're getting, how they're going to fit. I mean, we kind of know what we're getting, but it's always exciting to watch them, play up close and personal in the summer.
And if you guys have been listening and watching all of our previous episodes, we've been talking all about these newcomers and this new team coming up in 2023, 2024. Fiend, this was an awesome time. Good time talking with you again, man. Glad we got Coach Koo on there. Everybody, make sure you're liking and subscribing on YouTube. And man, I can't wait to another episode. We got to get some more of the fellas, more of the Kiss the Rings crew in here so we can start talking basketball again. But Swish League, don't forget it, everybody. We'll see you out there on Thursday and hopefully the following Thursdays and Sundays. And so that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys for watching. On behalf of SD Sports Fiends, Mateo San Diego signing off. SunsOfMontezuma.com. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
With team on 3 and family on 6. And when you hear it done, it all means this. We game time ready. Welcome to my gym where the